Hello! Look at these beautiful hands. Alright, these are hands showing friendship and camaraderie and our future. But really, I just want to show you their skin color. So we have a variety of skin colors here. The whole point of this is to show you how skin color is controlled. So it looks a little bit more complex than just maybe one gene. If one gene only had two forms, like a big S and a little s, you'd only be able to get two different forms. So something else is going on here. So let's take a look here. So we call this polygenic inheritance, right? Poly meaning many, genic sounds like genes, so that's why we get polygenic. Many genes are involved in the inheritance of skin color, which is just one example, but there are other examples. See, look at all these beautiful people, really, really happy and stuff. So polygenic inheritance is a fancy term for those traits that are controlled by more than one gene, and I'll show you how that works in a second. So we think that human skin color requires at least 3 genes, and just by having 3 different genes, you can create a whole different variety. Okay, with if each one of those genes has 2 different forms, you can get a whole bunch of different combinations to produce all the different shades from very light to very dark. I won't pick out who's very light, who's very dark. Of course, your skin color can also be modified by environmental factors. That's a fancy way to say, when I go to the beach and I hang out, soak up the rays, and I get a nice, healthy-looking tan on me. But if I stay out or fall asleep, I get really sunburned and get all red and stuff like that. Anyways, what you do outside or what you do in general can also, you can modify your skin color like that. But most of it is determined through your genes and what you inherited from your parents. We also think that these traits or conditions are probably controlled by more than one gene as well too. I mean, we've heard of things like sickle cell anemia, hemophilia. I'm not going to write them all down. Hemophilia, color blindness. Those we can do Punnett squares. They're easy to figure out because there's only one gene controlling them, which is probably why we know exactly how they work because there's only one gene. So it's easier to figure that stuff out. But for stuff like obesity, there seems to be like a wide range of different types of susceptibility to becoming obese and different levels of obesity. Same with cancer. Cancer is quite complex as well too. Autism, diabetes. So there's a lot of these diseases which are not as easy to figure out. So it's possible that they are also polygenic. So more than one gene is controlling all these various traits and stuff like that, these conditions and diseases. So what does that actually look like? Oops, my smiley face was supposed to be over here and it's moved, so let's get that out of the way. Doesn't matter. So this is a good question. You can pause and take a look at this in more detail if you want, but just really briefly, if we assume we have 2 genes, so we said in the previous slide back here that we're trying to assume 3 genes, but let's just keep it simple for now and let's just say only 2 genes are controlling skin color, and we'll call those genes A and B. The gene A has 2 forms, big A and little a. What was happening? And then the B gene has 2 forms, big B and little b. So I could be this. I could have inherited this combination. Or I could be like this. Now, let's pretend these letters mean something. So big A means add melanin, which means the more melanin is a protein, the more of it you have, the darker your skin actually looks. Hello, I'm recording a video. This is embarrassing. Big B also means add melanin. So the more of this you have, the darker your skin is. So if you have a little A or a little B, then that means not as much melanin, so the skin should look lighter. So check out this person. If this is your genotype, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of skin color melanin. So you probably have really dark skin here, but this person has 0 units of skin melanin, and so you end up with very, very light skin. And so look at all these combinations here. This would be darkest. This would be the lightest. and then you have different combinations in between. This person has 1 unit of melanin, 1 unit, 2 units, so they're going to be a little bit darker, 2 units, 3 units, and then 4 units, the darkest. So you get a range, and that's just by assuming there's 2 genes. So if you stretch it out and make it 3 genes, go with like A, B, and C, where each of these has 2 different forms. Hopefully you're following this. Then you end up with even more variation in between. And here's a chart that kind of shows this. So it all fits under a normal distribution curve. So a lot of people in the middle with whatever the average skin tone is. Few people with really dark skin and few people with really, really light skin color. So that basically sums it up. So take a look at these diagrams when you have some time. And I think that's about it. Here's a map. This is a kind of interesting diagram to show how skin color is distributed around the world. And you can think about this biologically. So I'll leave that with you. So think about how there seems to be a pretty clear pattern here. Can you try to explain this pattern? And also, a little bit of TOK socially here, skin color can connect with social issues and discussions. So there's quite a bit you can talk about, write about. So think about that and post your question. Yes, thank you. Oh, you can pause. All right. Using it's called, what is it? Snagit? Not Doodlecast. Doodlecast only for. Oh, let me stop this. I'm done. Okay, bye.